Hello and welcome for another quiz in video. The hand I choose today is gonna illustrate a mistake I saw people doing again and again over the years since I play poker. We are catching the action on the turn, but let's see first this hand from the start. Our hero opened pre-flop ace-queen of diamond under the gun. So far very standard, and he get called by the hijack and the small blind. He get one of the best flop he can dream about. Hero bets half pot, the player in position folds, and the small blind check raise in pot. In that spot, facing a raise from the hijack, I would 3-bet and stack off, but from the small blind, as deep as they are, I much prefer a call. Snowie also prefers to call, but both lines are much closer than I thought. I can see the merits of raising here and getting in against worse draw, but there are no worse draw in the small blind range. We are blocking everything. The only hands I can see him stacking off with are King Jack or set. For that reason I prefer call, but I guess that Snowie evaluate both lines very close, because once we call, it's not gonna give us a lot of action. The turn is just like the perfect blank, the 2 of spade, and the villain is checking to us. So we are getting to the position of the quiz with 4 options possible: check, bet half pot, bet pot, or bet all in for more than twice the pot. Let's first figure out what is the correct bet amount here. As always, to answer this question, we should not consider our hand, but our range. So let's do it together. Can we have the nuts? Yes, we can. How much we want to bet with King Jack? How much we want to bet with 2 pairs? With a set? And then we have to consider the bottom of our range. How much we want to bet with 6-5 of diamond, for example. Betting all in fits more in situations where we have a very polarized range and our opponent has a bluff catcher. Our opponent had taken a very confusing betting line, but it's not a line will represent a bluff catcher. He's not gonna check raise us pot on the flop with ace-10 and then bluff catch us for all in. So he has himself a very polarized range. And actually we are the bluff catchers, since we called his big check raise on the flop. I can see the point of betting pot, since we might want to protect against his draws, but the sizing doesn't fit with the bottom of our range. We can't really bet pot with 6-5 of diamond. First of all, because if our opponent shove all in, we are in a really sticky spot, and once he calls, the pot gets so big that we can't bluff anymore on the river. So if we bet in that spot, the best sizing is half pot. So that simplifies our quiz. Should we check or should we bet 300? Before revealing what Snowie evaluate, clicking evaluation button, I'll let you a couple of seconds to make up your mind or change your mind. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Too late. And hero should have checked. In the end he didn't. He bet, called the all-in shove and lost to a set of 10. Actually, the first question I asked my student when he showed me that hand is, what would you have done with 2 black aces? And he told me, I would have checked, of course, on the turn. Actually, he was right, but betting with black aces is a much smaller mistake. There are much more good reasons to bet with black aces. First of all, we have a stronger pair. Secondly, we need to protect that hand against the draws. And much more important, since we don't have anymore the ace of diamond, our opponent is much more likely to have a diamond draw. There are some other hands we can find good reason to bet. For example, if we have 6-5 of diamond, now our chances are nil at showdown, so betting is no more a mistake. And with ace queen of spade, we have the same good reasons to bet that hand as we had with aces, and it's now correct because having a queen in our hand reduces drastically the risk of facing top set. But with top pair and the nut flush draw, this is exactly the kind of hand we don't want to face a check raise with. And it's a very common blunder in this situation, so be careful. Especially if you're deep, deeper you are, the biggest this kind of mistake will be. It will be my last advice for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something, and see you next time.